being honored with an award tonight, Human Rights Award. Can you tell us what this award means to you?
Yeah, it means a tremendous amount. Dr. King has been an incredible inspiration and hero for me my entire life. I think that his teachings are timeless. If you listen to him today, you feel like he is speaking about today. And I think there are not a lot of people who can stand that test, right? And so it's an incredible honor and privilege to receive it, and I do so very humbly.
Where are you from? I mean, we know you're from Alabama, but tell us specifically where you're from and give us some of your personal journey.
Yeah, I was born in Mobile, and then we moved to Pensacola for 10 years or so, and then moved back to Alabama to Robertsdale, which is a little small town in Baldwin County. If you go to Gulf Shores, you go through it. That's how most people know it. And then did my undergraduate work at Auburn. So most of my formative years were spent in Alabama. And I have a deep love for the state.
Well, since you put it out there, let's get this out of the way. I'm an Alabama fan, Roll Tide.
Everybody makes one really bad mistake. But some are unforgivable. There was something about Auburn. I loved the underdog. I also felt, and there may be a lot of people that take exception to me in the audience, and that's okay. I just speak plainly. For me, Auburn and Alabama, the thing that was distinctive about them was that the well-to-do people went to Alabama. And it was sort of the place for the doctors and the lawyers. And I always associated myself with the working people. And the working people went to Auburn. And so somewhere between that intersection of feeling like I belonged there and also just being wired to root for the underdog, it was that combination. And then later, when I decided to be an engineer, Auburn has a good engineering school, so there were other reasons. But that was the ultimate thing that started the flame. I think you sort of have to embrace the joys in the journey, right? And that it's impossible for you to plan your life. Or if you do, you're probably closing more doors than you should. Because I think you have to be willing that things are actually different than you thought they were going to be. That something happens, some opportunity presents itself. And you've got to have the curiosity and the courage to sort of look behind that door and see what's there. And the ultimate driver of that to me is faith. Is that you have the faith that if you keep walking and you keep going forward, that good things will happen. Maybe not every single day, but that the arc will be in the right direction. And that for me has always worked. I don't really think of Apple as being one of the largest companies in the world. I think of Apple as a little small company that is I'm serious about this. I'm serious about it. And that is sort of fighting the establishment and rebelling against the establishment. That's kind of how I see Apple. Whether you look in today or 50 years ago, a lot of the change happens because young people say, we must change. We have to change. And you can see that today in the Parkland, Florida case. You can see that with Malala, with girls' education. The ultimate objective of diversity to me is diversity of thought. Because you want people, the best products in the world are created by the most diverse teams. And that's people looking at the same issue through different lenses and getting them to work together. And the getting them to work together is called inclusion, right? And so you can have diversity, you can be a diverse team without inclusion and not achieve anything. You can be inclusive but not diverse at all and not produce anything good. And so I think for all of us, the objective is to have both of those and be really excellent at it.
Who's going to have a better team this year, Alabama or Auburn football?
Well,
yeah, take a sip on that one. Okay.
I was at the Iron Bowl last year. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was
I saw the national championship, bro.
I don't think I saw that one, but I think Auburn is. I think Auburn is. I'm a big a fan of Coach Malzahn, and I think they have some incredible athletes, and they play as a team, and both offensive and defensive coaches are top drawer, and so I'm looking for a big season.
Fair enough.
There's an old Abe Lincoln saying, who's another hero of mine. He said, "I will prepare, and someday my chance will come." And I have always remembered this, is that it's the hard work, the daily hard work, not necessarily the things that a lot of people notice, that prepare you to take on increasing kind of roles. And if you have faith and keep opening those doors as they go and not spend your time closing things off, but opening things, then you could very well wind up in Cupertino, California at Apple Park. This is a period of time where you're not locked into your thinking, and you can challenge the status quo. And now is the time to do it. The world needs you more than ever to not be silent. You know, Dr. King said something a number of times that I've always reflected on in various different moments of my life. He talked about that, he said it in many different ways, but essentially his message was, it's not the behavior and the actions of the evil people that we would remember at the end, but the silence of the good people. And this has always resonated with me. And I think, that's a challenge for young and old and everybody in between. But I think particularly maybe for young people, because you're also looking at things differently than you will in 10 and 20 and 30 years from now. And I go for it.